Welcome to Moral Vista.
Did you know that the legendary King Arthur may have been based on a real life warrior from the 5th or 6th century? This intriguing mystery sets the stage of our exploration of Arthurian legends. In the ancient land of Britain, there ruled a mighty king known as Uther Pendragon. His reign marked the dawn of a legend that would echo through the ages. But even the greatest of the kings are not immune to the stirrings of the heart. Uther, smitten by the beauty of Igraine, could not resist his growing desire. Alas, Igraine was already bound to another, Gorlois the Duke of Cornwall. Their union was one of love and loyalty. Driven by his passion, Uther devised a dark plan. He would send his army to rid himself of Gorlois and claim Igraine as his own. The Duke, unaware of Uther's true intentions, rode out to meet his fate on the battlefield, a warrior defending his honor. In the heat of battle, Gorlois fell, leaving Igraine a widow and vulnerable to the king's advances. With Gorlois out of the way, Uther swiftly claimed Igraine as his bride. Their union was sealed, and from it a legend was born. In the halls of Tintagel Castle, a son was born to Uther and Igraine. The boy was named Arthur, and his destiny was shrouded in mystery. But these were perilous times. Saxon invaders roamed the land, and the safety of the young prince was a growing concern. Seeking wisdom, Uther turned to Merlin, the wise and powerful wizard. Merlin foresaw the dangers ahead and urged the king to entrust the child to his care. Reluctantly, Uther and Igraine handed their beloved son to Merlin, trusting him with the future of their line. Merlin carried Arthur to the countryside, where the noble Sir Ector agreed to raise the boy as his own, hiding his royal lineage. Arthur grew up in the peaceful countryside, unaware of his true heritage. He played alongside Kay, the son of Sir Ector, as brothers. As Arthur thrived in his simple life, the kingdom was plunged into turmoil. King Uther had died, leaving no apparent heir to the throne. To find the rightful king, a challenge was declared. A sword was thrust into the stone outside St. Paul's Cathedral, waiting for the true heir to claim it. Nobles and knights from across the land came to try their strength, but none could budge the sword from its stone prison. Years passed, and Arthur grew into a young man of 15, strong and skilled, yet still unaware of his royal blood. It was time of Arthur's first tournament. He accompanied Kay to London, where he would prove his mettle as a squire. In the excitement of the day, Arthur realized with a start that he had forgotten Kay's sword, a mistake that would alter his fate forever. As Arthur searched for a replacement sword, he came upon the stone, its legendary blade gleaming in the sunlight. Without hesitation, Arthur grasped the hilt, and to his amazement, the sword slid free as if it were meant for him alone. He returned to Kay, sword in hand, unaware of the significance of the inscription that proclaimed him the rightful king. When the crowd saw the sword, they doubted the young Arthur. They demanded he draw it again to prove his worthiness. With steady hands, Arthur once again drew the sword from the stone, and the crowd knew they had found their king. Arthur was crowned High King of Britain, his destiny unfolding before the eyes of his people. Not all were pleased with Arthur's ascent. 11 kings conspired in the shadows, refusing to accept the boy king's reign. Merlin, ever watchful, sensed the coming storm. He led Arthur to a mystical lake where ancient powers awaited. From the depths of the lake, a mysterious figure emerged. The Lady of the Lake presented Arthur with Excalibur, a sword of unparalleled power. Arthur grasped Excalibur, and with it came a surge of strength and invincibility. It was a sword that would bring victory to his wielder. Armed with Excalibur, Arthur met the rebel kings on the battlefield. The clash of steel and cries of war echoed across the land. In the end, Arthur's might and Excalibur's magic prevailed. The rebel kings were defeated and Arthur's rule was solidified. With peace restored, Arthur turned his attention to his new kingdom. Camelot, a shining symbol of his reign, began to rise from the earth. In Camelot's great hall, Arthur took Guinevere as his queen. Their marriage was celebrated with joy, a union of love and power. As a token of his esteem, King Leodegrance presented Arthur with a magnificent round table, a gift that would shape the legend of the knights. Around this table, Arthur gathered his greatest knights. They swore oaths of loyalty and embarked on quest that would become the stuff of legend. Arthur's reign was not without strife. The Saxons, relentless in their invasions, were met with the full force of Arthur's knight. At the Battle of Mount Badon, the Saxons were finally vanquished. It was a victory that secured Arthur's place in history. The Knights of the Round Table ventured far and wide, facing dragons, saving the innocent, and seeking the most elusive of treasures. Among their quest, the search for the Holy Grail stood out. It was a journey of faith and trials, seeking the sacred relic of Christ. Arthur's ambitions grew. He led his knights across the Sea of Europe, where they fought bravely and expanded the borders of his kingdom. In a climatic battle, Arthur's forces triumphed over the Emperor of Italy, who ceded the western half of Europe to the British king. Yet, even in times of peace, shadows loomed over Camelot. Sir Lancelot, Arthur's trusted knight, and Queen Guinevere began a forbidden affair. Modred, Arthur's nephew, sensed the betrayal. He discovered their clandestine meeting and plotted to use the affair to his advantage. When Arthur learned of Guinevere's infidelity, his heart was torn between love and fury. The betrayal cut deep, threatening of unravel his reign. Guinevere was brought before the court, her fate sealed by the laws of the land. She was condemned to burn for her betrayal. But Lancelot would not abandon his queen. In a daring rescue, he swept her away to Brittany, leaving Arthur to nurse his wounds. Determined to reclaim his honor, Arthur led his army to Brittany, seeking to punish the lovers who betrayed him. In Arthur's absence, Modred seized his chance. He spread the lie of Arthur's death, declaring himself the new High King. Believing Modred's deceit, the people crowned him as their king, unaware of the true heir's return. When news reached Arthur of Modred's treachery, he turned his army back to England, ready to reclaim his throne. Modred's promises of wealth won him many followers, weakening Arthur's support and setting the stage for a final confrontation. The Battle of Camelot was fierce and bloody as Arthur sought to end Modred's rebellion. In the chaos of battle, Arthur's stepsister Morgan Le Fay stole the scabbard of Excalibur, stripping him of its protection. In the midst of the carnage, Arthur and Modred faced each other in single combat, a final duel that would decide the fate of the kingdom. With a final desperate strike, Arthur slew Mordred. But the victory came to a terrible cost, as the king himself was mortally wounded. As his life ebbed away, Arthur gave his last command to Sir Bedivere to return Excalibur to the lake from whence it came. Reluctantly, Sir Bedivere cast the sword into the lake. From its depth, the Lady of the Lake emerged to take back Excalibur. Arthur was led upon a boat, attended by fairy queens, and sailed to the mystical Isle of Avalon, where his legend would be forever enshrined. On the Isle of Avalon, the great King Arthur took his final breath. But his story was far from over, for legends never truly die. And so, the tale of King Arthur, the once and future king, lives on in the minds and hearts of those who believe in the power of destiny. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.